cannot be manufactured in Ghana?
Oh, there's a company in Ghana manufacturing condoms.
And the
but as to, you see, these things, a Gaona now complain the manner from here.
So the government cannot support that.
So it means the government of Ghana is going to put his hands to the pocket.
So Patrick, the profile Jejema be na wanye be near a dashi be like near amadeshing pom. The person will always use you. The person will use you always. But because of Ghana, let's say Ghana receives some medicines or drugs from those countries that support the LGBTQI plus activities. Then we are not sovereign. We are not a sovereign state.
You remember what happened during the time of the late President Mills when the Prime Minister of UK, when the President was bold enough, but you can keep your health, we don't need it. And President Yokatavana Magba, they've set their mind by Yomo Hogadamo. But then a circuit the Magba Nuyana no to come, Alomagano to come. Because Nanya Taflache, a pomado, Unchuplanchu. One or what them fear in a ploy you caught a circle cocoga tonawi. Maybe yon planyon wo new warm no docufia in a lobo jago. In a ploy you caught via circle cocoga a tonawi. Amada yanchu a trodoqui zunionu. You know, people are doing that nowadays, and doctors Amoyoka Yisukuve acquire knowledge. O Jababa o Nyonu warm nanchu. They are turning the male organ into female organs. And in some cases, they are creating the female organ side by side, the male organ. So some people have the two.
It's true.
So at a point in time, if you feel like a man, then you behave like a man. At a point in time when you feel like a woman, then you act like a woman. This is what is happening.
Patrick, no matter what you when you blonde people are always your job. As a woman, yes, because it's stated. The people are about lamun kakaoji ang majok but you new majok but you mesen koko oh bona jojo. So yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah, this thing happened. See, Patrick, nyama kobe ajabe duplolana gadoaga. And then parliamentarians who are not firm on their stance because
they are not debating the bill in the public. Yes. You see, the Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, Wogbloner Parliament, bill ya debate mola. No susumano, but Amade Dakono. Have you heard so?
And you are representing those people.
And you are representing those people. Now, parliamentarians have taken offense. But the Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, they are threatening them.
No, it's not a threat. It's not a threat.
But if they don't, I don't know how they are taking it as a threat.
Yeah, I don't see that as a threat, though, because Patrick, Amawe Dakono, when I represent you, a sort of performance.
Okay.
Yeah, you open GGA. Looking at Patrick, Ghana Godoa, majority of Ghanaians, Ghana, if you let's say the citizens who Katan the Alafajia, you could see that American New Year support they are not even up to 10% of the total population of Ghana.
Okay.
So if the majority is calling for a no stand on this, so why then do you, someone who is representing those people, those majority, going to do otherwise on the floor of parliament?
Anyway, we are streaming on YouTube this morning, so you might want to join us and send us your comments. We'll read them for you. And we have the newspapers here, and so I'll just do them quickly. So the Chronicle newspaper is saying, opposition to anti-gay bill. Prempe Akoto Ampao buckle down, still clutching onto the human rights arguments. Chola Sopa Mamobobo, Professor Omar Voyal, Prempe Akoto Ampao, Hodo Susu Glo, Guda Susuitai, the bill cannot be passed in its current state. But Anyayala Jawo Gubun Paladano. Some parliamentarians took offense. because some people have started calling some of these professors Trumu, excuse me to say Trumu, professors Trumu Bill. You know, people are giving it a lot of names. And actually, so far, it was not an easy thing at all. Actually, if I am no more threatened by your diaphragm, but then ever no evident taxis particular were still working because most of them are now using gas. For their operations and not petrol or diesel. Petrol, diesel, zama, okay. Some adhered to it, some said no. They must eat. Now, fuel prices have gone up, but Ghana still needs revenue. And then Amoyoka Tadena Nanampa Aminya Ajogayo Blom, this 16 driver union, so Dida. The quality of fuel served Ghanaians will be affected. And Nika Majijimo Ekwana Jojoga, Nanyaba Winjina Aze 5-10 years. Afia Flabu, if you have 3-4 years, it means a guy ko Java Nako Jamia or last an hour indirectly, I can manage a engine bubu plummy. And then our president will be taking a working leave 7 days. Yes, so His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baomi, according to the Constitution, will take over the Pluralabadidamavie. 7 days. I mean, sometimes I watch the president and I'm like, where does his energy come from? Kakali, Nanyaba presidents gathered regional, Ale would turn a regional. Even you journalists in the vehicle, you get so exhausted because the journey starts very early in the morning. Maybe you move from the residency, you take some food. From project to project, from town to town, from ceremony to ceremony. And the president has prepared speech for all this ceremony. He will talk, then he will enter his vehicle, he's gone to another place. At the end of the day, me have trouble 6-7 p.m. And as a mama, president is still meeting some party people. To deliberate on how to move things ahead. So you wonder, Gananima tututu or Nimloga, Gananima tututu or Fonga, and then look at his age.
Well,
so where does his energy come from?
Patrick, I'm a chance that don't get me. Hello.
Can you be talking from morning till evening?
I can't too. Actually, I can't.
Anyway, so, the president is.
No, because if you don't do it, you know people will talk.
Sure.
So you are mandated to do it.
Anyway, so the president is on leave. I've unprecedented record at OACN, but still whips in court. Nana Addo is not Yenti Obia president. That's according to Eugene Ahin. You can see the picture of Mr. Eugene Ahin over there. And then the Ghanaian Observer is saying Akufo-Addo protecting public purse. He gave this speech at the presidency. President Akufo-Addo is actually protecting the public purse. Upon Wada, La Chopper, Nkakama Vai, Kenya Jodola, or Eladade Agbalaji. Kakali, I think, Garoyo Maparajimaya Tonana Tututa. Let's hear what Mr. Eugene Ahin actually said. Mia Senya Tutugula, just briefly, Mia Azore Ngogwe.
Has already indicated that we have put in place 100 billion CDs to be able to implement this Ghana Cares Opata program, which will be able to help alleviate some of these problems. On the contrary, instead of imposing hardships, I don't think any president or anybody would delight in doing that to the citizenry. The Minister for Finance is due to read the budget on 15th November. And I'll just suggest that the former president should just take a chill pill and wait. And let's see how best the budget would address the concerns of the average Ghanaian.
All right, so Yema Mr. Eugene Ahinogwa Blomba, Duklara Kama Alika Adri, Bayasa Tagbala Dumaviauno. That's exactly what the current president is also doing. They are protecting the public purse. But Papa Nyarola Sofa Mohabadodo Likudanu. So Maraka Maga, his comments come on the heels of lecture Ika former President John Dramani Mahama. Yes, at the end of his thank you talk, lots of accusations were flying here and there. The EC was mentioned once again. The Supreme Court was also mentioned once again, because the former president was like, had it not been the EC and the Supreme Court, the People's Manifesto should be what is working in Ghana now. So the EC and the Supreme Court prevented him from becoming president. So, these comments were coming on the heel of that. And Mr. John Boydu, he was also addressing the media, Susu Ogwablom, and then some other party faithful. So, the Open Yado Ogwablom. The former president, once again, was accusing the current government of corruption. Yes, corruption. But this government is bedeviled with so much corruption. When he comes to power, comes 2024, he is going to lead the way. Okay. But listen to this reaction from the camp of the NPP. Okay. The reaction to what the accusations of the former president. Yes.
Thank you to campaign trail. He's asking Ghana to give him, John Mahama, the working embodiment of corruption, the mandate to come and fight corruption. His solution to fighting corruption in his critical actions paper of 2012 was that he would lead by example. That was his solution to fighting corruption. He will lead by example. This example, John Mahama, had to be investigated by his own president for doubtful aircraft procurements. Is implicated as government official one in the Airbus bribery scandal and signed off on a $1.2 billion to deliver a project, $1.2 billion to deliver a project eventually done for $4.6 million, a difference of 26,000% in savings. This example was swallowed by alleged organized judgment debt shenanigans. Yes, John Mahama can talk about corruption, but he has not the faintest inkling of integrity to combat it.
So, Kakali, that is from the camp of the NPP in reaction to former President Mahama's accusations about corruption. How will the rest of the days look like? Because these two main political parties, NPP and NDC, maybe corrupt. They mention figures, but I'm a year who contract, they awarded this contract to this tune, to award that contract to this tune, and lots of issues flying here and there. So let's look at the Daily Dispatch. Well, the
Daily Dispatch, Blomber, will work with the EC in 2024. We will trust, but we'll verify John Mahama.
Okay.
So, Dupla John Mahama, Blomber, your dog, Lash Mapla, Codadopa, le club level for an armor. You Kaka Gade, Akodadopa G. Gaka, Ejaba, you are bong the shadow, Chito.
But they don't have. Is there any other electoral body they could have worked with?
No.
It's just the EC. So it's so maybe they can trust, but every political party must verify what is going on. Yes. That is why you should have agents. Exactly. You open your eyes and see everything that is going on.
Exactly.
So
we welcome your criticism, but you should be factual. Government to Catholic bishops. Well, Catholic bishops when you don't do well, an analysis of 2020 national elections. NDC's support grows in Ashanti, Bono East, and Greater Accra regions. Over NDC, do you have America Dakonawa AEG Ashanti Nutom Bono East Nutom Greater Accra Nutom the Daily Dispatch.
Right, so let's look at the Ghanaian Times newspaper, and the Ghanaian Times newspaper has an interesting story there. Keta Seaport project to take off in third quarter of 2022. That's according to the Transport Minister.
Third quarter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of 2022.
Somewhere this time.
No, we are in the fourth quarter.
July.
Yeah, so next year in the 9th month, between the 7th and 9th month thereabout. We are expecting to see something come 2022. A chopper meeting, it was via Zoom. Kakali, I was trying to pick a few recordings, but then it's Zoom, so the recording was not very clear. Anyobamia Apo, the transport minister, Panya Yo Blo, Amo wasn't dear, Anya to Blo. Well, Majava Bakwa, if the sound is clear, then we listen to it. If it's not clear, then I'll just tell you what he said, and then we move forward. Exactly. So, the transport minister, Inyamaike, no, Kwakwayamochoye, the Kwakwakatanu. Hafi the director na the Catapult project. Yaba Dakbana Togbi Akolachi. But this is not the first time they are showing this feasibility study. But this is the first time they are showing it to the public, as in they've invited the general public to come see what they've done so far. So they showed pictures and then miniatures of how the port would look like. Yes, yesterday. So yeah. If we are able, if we can get what is being said, fine, then we can listen to it. So as I'm trying to fetch that voice, let's look at some other stories. You can then yeah.
All right. So young entrepreneurs to get massive boost in 2022 budget upon Kruma. Okay. So young entrepreneurs, nya ashichala vivi aloja ashichacha pe wona ogomafia alojo dodo pe wona ogomafia ogbogbombe wagbaje gefia alododo gedena asuoshi le in the year 2022 alabo upe wona odege garodo yo ke okakhlengame donc miesaba upon Kruma information minister eja agbaika o atan watakpa de kwakle so heole ya ayi rodo oji alo social media abia usaba nkenya upa kuheu ko soheo de mani alaba eja agba kwekode budget yamaba wa alan kudanchi akbada soheo nchi LGBTQI+ bill proponents and opponents come face to face before parliament. So America proposing the anti-gay bill where one now America opposing her Odogo face to face the parliament. President joins ex-servicemen to mark 76th Remembrance Day in Accra. Okay, so the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The final newspaper, Bogbolombe, phase 1 of Keta Seaport to cost $600 million. Minister Yedenya Madago. Government committed to protecting the public purse. Presidency. Alaba after Eugene Ahim Yedenya Madago. Ba jirudu ababaje mba nyafa public purse. Ikanya gakavi kala nyafa tukwashi ba wakwa ba ga nyafa ganya oma da gada funamiwa. Ba jirudu ababada shanda jembe yawa alam kuda akpamanchi. YEA, that's the Youth Employment Agency Artisan Directory Platform to recruit 200,000 youth by 2023. And Yamala Eletumabem, a Pavayoka Bonawajaba, recruit Amalwa Hoaman, Akpe Alafa Everson. Akoko ade ashindo daka evado meledukoyame. Good news in 2022 budget for young entrepreneurs upon Kruma Edenyamada go 1,166 drivers without license arrested between January and October this year. So nyape evukulado ima ashi esuoji akpe deka alafa deka plebla adenvo aden. So we ma blomba agban la vie ka wa hocho DVL wa koko akuvo for license malawshio alaba amama wol 1,166 in between January and October la payamako nyamawe tade nomna the finder newspaper gaka Patrick Amara biaba driver yo license malawshio 1,166 pangana license malawshio akola miapa moji afukun. So what do we expect in terms of accidents?
Well, you see, Kekali, the license is just a certificate to show that you've learned driving.
Yes. And you are qualified.
You are qualified to drive.
Right, yes.
There are people who also have license, but they can't start a vehicle engine. You know that?
Yes.
There are people who have driving license,
Yes.
but they can't start a vehicle engine.
Yes.
They have not even moved a vehicle before. And so there are people who know how to drive, but do not have the certificate to drive.
To drive, yes. Yeah, right.
We're gonna be there. So we just have to sieve the system very well.
Yeah.
You know, all this lies on the shoulder of the DVLA. What we issue now license here. Amado Moyina, they don't know the people. Those days, on a license, we know. So when they introduced the biometric license system here, because I felt people are now going to visit the DVLA or PO because the biometric data has to be taken.
Yeah.
Even with that, we are seeing something else. Ghanaians, we're always finding ways and means to go around the system. And it's not helping the situation at all. You know, Chapuda Manyawa, you Jagoma Mutuba Ghana Cola. But then, Manya Ghana Colo, I just Zila Konja.
Zila Koji. Togo.
Yeah. You know the Mabobocho. 3:30 a.m. Gapo Poyama to Jagoma Lafia. Same time, you Jagoma Lafma. And so, Makarajiba do at the Demaba, Chapuaika with the Vicora Kaji Copper, the Tevi Copper, Bucha Copper Protoa. Please, I'm not prophesying doom. But going forward, Makarajiba Chapuama Wovo. Aleka Kojola, Salacopa Gavaja Muchimuya, yeah, with the Vicora Modia. You know, it got to a time we even stopped talking about it.
Exactly.
Because Chapua received VA. Then all of a sudden, it came back again. So, Kaji Copper, Vuvedora, Tetevi Copper, Moto Mafumo Tegi, Ejabono, Puvamaha. A job. It started before the elections last year. You remember?
Yeah.
Before the elections last year. It's one of the down no Kokomda drama. Then it happened again. In your domo, Vada Remoto drama. Then Sylvien. Then it came the third time again. You then you you see what is happening there. Same thing is happening in Togo now. You cannot coach most of their buildings to Onya Koloba Hall that for former Manyanya view Kakali. I think my producer will be streaming that video on our YouTube page. So if you're watching us on YouTube, just join us and see what I'm talking about. Ale chia shishime kakali otoe asobonyelo. So nya glomiela ba chima dalomo. I think it's off. Boku lomo pakparo tare chapwe devia. No, this whole area, the sea is higher than the land.
Yes.
So I just come over.
It's only this place, this town Amajofa.
Oh, that place, mountainous area.
It's higher.
These places are higher. So, Macarena produce a video more stream Ganamia Akboba Nukatuche Jomla Akpamaha. Then Kakali Miapa police station so anana Jojom. We received complaints, but Najama Yochunya police station here. Najoba going to Amaila count Amas of a ball. And Yamamata statements Mama Tanglogo. We're gonna win a Bejame is a blue balo Yavuba of Agbo reports crime and you. So we have policemen who can speak English and Twi or Gang in our areas here in the Volta region. And Mia the Toroha Bakosa, almost like Babu Barako. And you are working in a speaking community and you expect the person to come and report a crime to you in Twi. English, fine. But what if the person can't speak English? Yo, Babajembe ya do pidgin aroko, mabas or some retapori. He's reporting a different thing altogether. So, at every point in time, I will suggest, but I'm a counter noga. There should be somebody who understands of her. No, at least one of them should understand of her fluently. Because you visit most of the charge of.
Brought another issue. Community police over Nyaya in some way. See, these people have worked. Okay, so let's move down to the story at Zila College.
So we can be discussing our police issue. So those watching us on YouTube, Anyama Global Achia the Togo Pakpare Kamiana Zila Konjia. video mal miapa YouTube page a nyatangwa kwe agala polo roba ka mu erona yes ya ron to and agba mo po ho komo po no je manya view
the commanders and
some of them don't even buy the forms. Yeah, some of them don't even buy. You see, these contracts, NAPCO, Youth Employment Project, they are paying them may not be that much, but they should squeeze themselves more, save something small, and start something on their own or move forward. But most of these people too are diploma holders. Some are
I think
they will share their experience with you. Let's talk about the only municipal hospital here in Qatar. We received lots and lots of complaints. I'm over Trajola Bauma Yodum, Nanyaba Zagarakaga, and Rojora Yovioji, Yokoye, Vieto Ama Yoka, and no children's ward are Gadoi, not always. Gadoia, Alo one other you make. Aqua review no Jadona Man and Yabiamo, Nkewam, Fike Verplatoma, Alo Walker, Mopuna, Assasana, go but I'm ready. Then the parents too don't like that. Wo Boblomna Mauba Mogara Berry Vio Kwabajina Banya Hema here. Masasamba, the hospital has only 3 incubators. Only 3. And I think come 17th of November, as Adugana Mayokoji prematurely, Gakota Hoparaka. Yes, also talk here Adugano, no you prematurely in a 10 month, but Hoparaka, Adoji Joram Motohi. So our hospital has only 3, and I don't know if all the 3 are working. Sometimes paracetamol had Omloganola hospital. I know, but
I never madam for the club.
Okay.
Okay, Patrick. See, a mother Jagaba, you will check up a I'm a book brother. You can overall donation and then I'm government hospital. Yeah. Like that's the donation you go when you have bedspread you go as a pillowcase and do. In terms of normal cover story now. I'm a cover all the list to the original head and
anyway, well, I'm a drawer of family. I do the close. So, me, I said, me, I thought of Yagoji, me, I do the club and drawer of family 10 minutes at a me have a couple one and me have in your cell. So, ma, I have Barakaram and me, I do the play. I'm over here. Also from the Energy Commission, and Francis Busanu, the certified inspector. Alaba Yema Energy Commission tofa Nyablondia Konanyabami Bona Nupoka Kuda Nyapa Jiregwa Kadinya no wiring plug to Yumio and Ademyapa home. Alabanka Kayo Magado Yamu wiring Ado Circular Circle with the Jeshiva Akado Umelt. Lo Marabe Plok Nana Vavamo Alo Plok Iron Co Eco Socket Awo. What are some of the reasons for this? Amado Honya no Mamia Kuda wiring, no Mado the technical schools are also New York, but then are they certified electricians? Why must we use certified electricians? Right, so Magada Yamako Pojima do is on over Palmer Ndiano Makamia is on.
Yo.
Mieruza. Oh, okay, Mr.